How many people have been cruising with us for a while? A few of you? Oh, a lot of you, like the whole room. Okay, so you guys remember how this used to be. It used to just be a meet and greet at the beginning of the cruise. We'd usually do it in the library, and that was about it. After that, it was to introduce everybody to one another. That way you could hang out and meet throughout the cruise as well. Well, we wanted to do a little bit more than that to actually recognize everybody. And some of us already were doing more than that, and they went through, they asked us out of the head office in Miami what we were doing, what we'd like to see, all of our different ideas. They blended everything together, and this is what was born, and now we get to do this on every single ship through the Carnival fleet, and I think it's well deserved, right, everybody? So what I'm going to do here this afternoon, I'm going to bring up each branch individually here to the main stage and give you your own mic time. I want to find out who you are, where you're from, where you served, and when you served. And feel free to share it along the way, because I've seen the coolest thing happen of people that have served 20, 30 years ago. Turned out they served the same place, the same time, and they even knew the same exact people. Turned out they were only a few feet away from each other while they were serving, but they never met one another until 20, 30 years later on a Carnival cruise. So you never know who you're going to meet. But I do like to start it off with the national anthem. So if I could ask everybody to go ahead and rise on up and give a nice warm welcome to one of our playlist performers, Amber, everyone.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you very much. You guys can go ahead and grab a seat, get comfortable. Let's go ahead and dive right in. Let's go ahead and welcome up our Army. Army, go ahead and stand on up. Be recognized at this time. Make your way to the stage. Army! Have a nice big round of applause for our Army, everybody. All right, one more time, give them a nice big round of applause. Our Army, everybody. All right, everybody start over here. Start off by telling us your name, where you're from, and wherever you want to go from there.
All right, my name is Curtis Caldwell. I'm from Canton, Mississippi. And I served in the military from 1989 to 1993 during the invasion of Panama and the first Gulf War. I was 19 years old when they told me to fill out a dream sheet. And I'm gonna tell you something, I never got that dream sheet, they sent me to walk. So for a soldier that's coming in, that dream sheet ain't a good thing to go by.
Good afternoon. My name is Louis Conley. Live in Memphis, Tennessee, by way of Coldwater, Mississippi. Went in the military July 1979 to 90, and I did 2 tours at Fort Hood, Texas, 3 tours in Germany, 1 tour in Fort Polk, Louisiana. And that was the best time of my life. I was in the military. Thank you.
Hey everybody, Chris Van Alstein, still serving, 21 and a half years. Got 2 tours in Afghanistan, 2 in Iraq, 1 in Syria, still serving. Love every minute of it, don't have any plans to retire anytime soon.
My name is Wesley Parks. I'm out of Memphis, Tennessee. I've been serving military since 1989. Been all over the United States as well as Honduras, Guatemala, and other places. I'm currently still in the military, and I'm not planning on getting out pretty soon, but I'm gonna have to leave sooner or later.
My name is Eugene Alvarez. I'm from Pearl, Mississippi. Been serving since March of 2006. I'm still in. I'm actually a recruiter for the Mississippi Army National Guard. I don't really plan on getting out anytime soon also.
My name is Terrell Hunter. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. I did 10 years Army. Been overseas to Korea. Now in law enforcement for over 24 years. My next cruise, I'll be retired. Just enjoying it. 12 years anniversary here with Lamar in Wonder, and enjoying the cruise. Appreciate everybody.
Sergeant First Class Wilkie, been serving 22 years, still active, 6 years infantry, and then now I'm a flight engineer for the Chinooks, and did 4 tours in Afghanistan, 1 in Iraq, still in, and 2 more years, and then I'll retire.
My name is Chuck Partridge. I'm from Madison, Mississippi. I went to the Army in 1968 and got out in 1969. It's not a good time to be there. It's in Southeast Asia.
Hello, I'm Steve Schwinn. I'm from Kenner, Louisiana. My time of service was from 1969 to 1982. I fought in the Vietnam War when I was a Ranger. I came back stateside. I was a drill sergeant, taught basic training for the rest of the time.
My name is Craig Higginson. I joined the Army in 1996 with the Utah National Guard. I went on active duty in 2002. Was stationed in Schweinfurt, Germany with the 1st Infantry Division. And then I went from Schweinfurt to Hawaii with the 25th Infantry Division.
Oh, yep.
And then I went to Fort Carson with the 4 lost lieutenants, 4th ID. Did 3 tours in Iraq, 1 tour in Kosovo, and a total of 16 years before the Army said, "Thank you for your service."
My name is Bernard Jackson. I grew up in Anniston, Alabama. After 20 years, retired in Bentonville, Arkansas. Been a little bit of everywhere. Spent some time in Japan, Afghanistan, Fort Benning, Fort Leonard Wood, Fort Lawsonwood, Belize, Honduras, probably 7 more, but thank you.
First off, I'd like to speak about my father. He's not able to be down here. He's up in his room. Pearson Hall, served in Vietnam from 1969 to 1973. Shrapnel took him out and he had to come home early. Otherwise, he said he would have made a career out of it. My name's Specialist Hall. I was 25th ID. Oh. Nothing like being infantry. 90, 96. Had some good times. Great tours, bad tours, but fast to go back until in a heartbeat.
Robert Hendon, two branches of service. This is the first one they called. But the first one was the Marine Corps from 97 to 2001, right out of high school. 11 days later, I got the D-14 and decided civilian life wasn't for me. I joined the Army National Guard, decided I won't deploy. Big mistake. I deployed more in the Army National Guard, but the Army unit I was with, Alpha 108 Cav, at Annapolis, which eventually got stationed with Geiger Tigers when they were over in Afghanistan. Other than that, I did 9 years total. Family reasons and other reasons I got out, but if asked to go back, wouldn't bat an eye. Do it in a heartbeat.
My name's Rob Stevenson. I did 10 years total, 3 tours in Iraq, 05, 07. Wouldn't change it for the world. Love it, miss it. But now I have a beautiful wife, 3 wonderful kids, and if I was asked to do it again, I'd have to turn it down because I love my family more than anything.
My name is Steve Hewlin from Louisiana, Captain Louisiana, Army National Guard. Spent most of my time at Fort Polk, 69 to 76, as a wreck operator and also instructor for new drivers and wreck operators.
My name is Roger Reed. I'm from Raleigh, Mississippi. I served in the Army, drafted 1966 to 68. And I was fortunate, I went to Germany for 18 months. Served along the east and west border of Germany on border patrol. And at first, we were in an armor division that was first response in case Russia attacked us. So, the best part about the military, my son called me in the second year of college, and he said, "Dad, I'm joining the Air Force." I said, "Go away." They have 40 Marines, like the Army. He mustered out for 24 years. He enjoyed his time in, but he thought it was time to get out, so he got out of the Air Force after 24 years, 75. Now he's working for the government. That's a win-win.
My name is Todd Davidson, originally from Texas, but live in Missouri. Went in the military from Texas in 1987. I got out in 91. I served a tour in South Korea during the Persian Gulf War. I had a lot of friends that went over there. And a wise man once told me, you can't go wrong taking care of the soldier. So I've been working with the military at Fort Leonard Wood for the past, 12, 14 years now. Having a great time, and I'll retire someday. Thank you.
How about another big round of applause for our Army, everybody? Now, Army, before you leave, I want to invite you to come over this side because I want to shake each and every one of your hands. Plus, I should champagne for you as well. Let's hear it for our Army! Big round of applause for our Army, everybody. Now let's go ahead and bring up our Marines. Marines, go ahead and stand on up. You recognize at the side, make your way to the stage. Marines! How about a nice big round of applause for our Marines, everybody? All right, let's start down here and tell us want to go from there?
Hi, my name is Ryan Stahoviak. I'm from Dagley, Mississippi. I served from 2014 to 2018 as a paralegal in DC.
I began Robert Henry in 2001, or 97 to 2001. Was in the Marine Corps right out of high school from Lumberton, Texas with my family.
Scott Dixon. From 1982 to 1988, I served on Marine Barracks Banger, Trident Subbase, Guard Nuclear Weapons, Sniper, cold weather, survival training, and I'm proud to be a Marine.
My name is Henry Simmons. I joined the Marine Corps in 1966 and left the Corps in 1976. 2 tours of Vietnam. I've been from coast to coast. I've also been at a Marine Barracks, which is defunct now. It was Marine Barracks, Fort Meade, NSA, Maryland. I love the Corps. I always said I wouldn't leave it. I didn't leave it. It's here. That's all I can say, because I had many good times, I had many bad times. You do in the Marine Corps. You don't do something, it's just like anything else. They teach you discipline. And they started off basically with picking up cigarette butts. You didn't smoke, after you start picking up butts, you smoke. My rank, I attained the rank of Staff Sergeant. And like I said, I enjoyed it. My MOS, I started off as a primary 1833, which is an Amtracker, amphibious landing vehicles. Did that till when I went to Vietnam. I did it while I was in Vietnam, but we never floated nowhere. I came back to the States, and old Gunny told me, he says, "Hey, you tired of getting greasy?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "I want you to put in for the intelligence school." So I did, and I went to Fort Holabird, Maryland, to the United States Army Intelligence School. And I got my papers there, and from that point on, I was in intelligence. And I had fun. A lot to remember, because my thing, back then, it was just the order of battle. The order of battle is your enemies. Everything that your enemy has, we had to know about it. It's a little bit complicated, more complicated today, because they have, what do you call it, communications intelligence, they got intelligence for everything. And they got officers for everything that handle that. Back in my day, it was just combat intelligence. Anything to do with combat, we did it. Thank you very much. I talked too much.
Jonathan Evans from the Greensboro, North Carolina area, in from 99 to 06. Proud to fly, so I was everybody's friend, so hey. Love my town, 3rd generation Marine. My grandfather was in World War II. My dad was in the Vietnam era. I was actually born in Camp Lejeune, so I'm proud to be Marine. And I encourage all of you guys to use your military benefits. I transformed from green killing Marine to a bleeding heart social worker that does clinical work now. So there's a program out there called the Mission Act. The Mission Act says that you guys have probably already gotten the information that we can now choose the doctors of our choice. If you don't want to go to the VA facility, we can go there and I encourage every single veteran to apply for your VA benefits and to also look deeply into the Mission Act to find a doctor closer to you. I'm happy with the VA services. They've been great to me. So that's all I have to say.
My name is Herman Francisco. from a small town called Carnival, Louisiana. Joined the Marine Corps in 1974, retired in 1994. Did 3 years of Okinawa, 3 years in Hawaii. The rest of the year was done at Camp Review, North Carolina. 03-69 was my MOS. I enjoyed the Marine Corps. The Marine Corps will always be in my heart. Hoorah.
How about another big round of applause for our Marines, everybody? Marines, say thank you, much, shake everybody's hand, plus I have champagne for you as well. Let's hear it for our Marines. Let's hear it again for our Marines, everybody. Next, let's go ahead and bring up our Navy. Navy, go ahead and stand on up. Be recognized at this time. Make your way to the stage. Navy! Let's hear it nice and loud for our Navy, everybody! Alright, let's start over here again. Tell us your name, where you're from, wherever you want to go from there.
My name is Craig Chandler. I'm from Oakland, California. I was in the Navy from 1987 to 1993. Served aboard USS Finback, SSN 670 submarine. So, enjoyed every bit of it.
My name is Holt. I'm from Pocahontas, Arkansas. Go Razorbacks. I was stationed in the Navy from 1970 to 1976. I was stationed at the Millington Naval Air Station in Memphis. My main duty station was Camp Regina, North Carolina. I was stationed there at the Navy Regional Dental Center. I was a dentist working all of those brave Marines that were being shipped out to Vietnam. I was proud of that, and I'm proud of them. Simple 5, guys.
Roger Werner. I joined the Navy in '69 and spent 3 years active duty with the VS Squadron. That's an anti-submarine squadron. Chased after these guys. Spent a couple weeks on a cruise at Ticonderoga. Nothing like this, that's for sure.
My name is Ed Lowry. Went into the service out of high school in 1964, got out in 1974. 9 years, 9 months, 10 days, but I didn't count. I can probably get that for you. My father spent 30 years in the Navy. My stepdad spent 24, so what did I do? Navy. Wasn't mature enough for college right then, but I did spend after I got out of the service. I did go to university, use the GI Bill, and it was magnificent. They made my life what it is. I led a charmed career. I owe a couple of apologies. One, some of these guys have spent a lot of time at sea. Out of 9 years, 9 months, 10 days, I spent 3 months at sea. The rest of the time, I went to school, went to Georgia for some schools, ended up in New Orleans, Louisiana for duty. Had people mad at me. I had senior petty officers mad at me because I got in New Orleans and been trying for 20 years to get it. Ended up meeting my wife there, got married at 19, we'll be married 53 years here in September. And believe me, when you're in the military, all of them, your spouse is in the military as well. They serve just as much as we do. After that, I worked in my career with State of Washington, D.C. and submitted to close. You guys can pick me later.
Hello, everybody. My name is Floyd Riddick. I think I'm the only Yankee here. I'm from New York City, New York, and now I live in Georgia. I served from 71 to 74. I was on 2 different ships, USS Astrodeuce and USS Flint. After I finished my time in the Navy and went, became a civilian, near the end of my career as a civilian, I seen the guys who were coming home from Afghanistan, Iraq, and all of that, and I really felt for them. The last 6 years of me working before I retired, I became an addiction counselor, which goes a lot further than just the some guys really had it hard, there's one point in the month. But, I'm proud of what I did and I'm proud of myself.
My name's Bill Brehan. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. I joined the Navy in '67. I served aboard the USS Guadalcanal. It was a assault ship, carried Marines. All you jarheads out there probably on a LPH once or twice. Was a radioman, enjoyed it. We picked up Apollo 9 astronauts, which I thoroughly enjoyed doing that. And we're here today on our 50th anniversary cruise. For all the service people, it didn't matter what service you were in. We all did what we had to do. Hats off to them. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Kobe Cups. I'm from Ada, Oklahoma. I've been serving for 6 years now with the Navy, obviously. And I just got back from my first deployment, and so I'm spending it with my wife at 5 years. I missed our anniversary, so that's what we're doing, celebrating. So thank you.
I'm Chief Petty Officer of the United States Navy retired, Thomas Kramer. I served from 1963 to 1983. Have been in shipbuilding ever since then, as a matter of fact, building U.S. Navy ships. I commissioned the USS Guadalcanal in 1963. Right. I then went to the LPH-8 USS Valley Forge, and just endless trips to Vietnam on that. I also went then to a pair of minesweepers, which went to Vietnam also. And I also sailed on the FF-1054 USS Gray. I was a master training specialist at instructor training school in Great Lakes. And I also sailed on the USS Arthur W. Radford, which was the first U.S. Spruance-class destroyer to get a Golden Engineering E. I was in 2 different ratings. I was an I-Seaman for 17 years, that's an interior communications electrician. And I was a gas turbine specialist for my last 3. The Navy was shifting from steam to gas turbines at that time. I also, as part of my service in shipbuilding, was a warranty engineer for the USS Nicholson and USS Stump after their overhauls. And I also retired off of the design team for the newest Navy destroyer, the USS Zumwalt, DDG 1000. I'm also of a Marine, an airman, and a soldier. Thank you.
My name is Austin Bridges. I retired from the Navy Reserve as an intelligence officer in 1995. It was through the reserve program that I made contacts in Washington for my civilian job. I spent 30 years as a military analyst with the Office of Naval Intelligence in Washington.
My name is Sal. I joined the Navy in 1989. I was also stationed in Millington, Tennessee, as well as on the Nimitz aircraft carrier, where we flew the best plane ever flying in the Navy, the F-14 Tomcat. Hit that in the air every day. I don't use it anymore, but it was and still is the best.
My name is Richard Sims. I'm a retired Chief Petty Officer. I joined in my service from 1966 to 1986. I spent 3 years while I was out at the CB, if you know what that is. I spent 2 tours in Vietnam with CBs, and after Vietnam shut down, we kind of looked at aviation. They found out I could teach school, and my detail told me if I would stay in Millington, Tennessee, and teach school, that he could leave me there, and I did. So I didn't go anywhere.
Bonjour, bonjour, comment allez-vous, mon amis? My name is Richard Blanchard, originally from New Orleans, now retired and living in North Carolina between Raleigh and Fayetteville. And I joined the Navy in 1960 to 1968. I was an aircraft mechanic, and my first squadron was Pensacola, Florida, cradle of naval aviation, of course. And then I shipped over and got orders to Millington, Tennessee for B School and C School to work on helicopters. And then I got orders to HU-1, Greenfield, Imperial Beach, California, right below San Diego. You was? Okay, there you go. He was stationed there too, see that? Then I got deployed, we had a detachment over at Sugi, Japan, got 1, and at Treaty Point, Philippines, got 7. And our mission at that time was to fly Angels for the carrier. Whenever a plane deployed or returned, a helicopter had to be turning up outside the carrier in airspace in case the pilot had to eject. And that was our main mission at that time. And we had a debt over at Sugi, Japan, and we were there for 3 years. And we took on another mission while we were over there. The admiral of the 7th Fleet wanted his own personal helicopter on a fantail of his flagship. So I said, okay. So we got deployed to Vietnam with the admiral and the 7th Fleet. And we had his helicopter on the fantail. We steamed into Haiphong Harbor, which is North Vietnam. At that time, it was 1965. And we got completely surrounded in Haiphong Harbor up in North Vietnam by sampans. And I still don't know what they were trying to do that day, but I was on the fantail of the ship and said, my God, we've got all these sampans surrounded us. Well, we had the Nuki cruiser, Long Beach, with us, and a bunch of destroyers as escorts. So the admiral said, go around us and just go through them and break them all up. Don't shoot at them. You know, we didn't want to cause any problems, of course. Not that we were there to do that. So we broke them up, and I watched those sampans just like corks in a bathtub, bouncing all over the place with the wake of those destroyers and all that. Anyway, but we never got into any combat issues while I was in there. We went out in Gulf of Tonkin and Yankee Station, where the fleet was anchored at the aircraft carrier and stuff was there to provide support on land. And we took on sea rescue duties for about a week. And in case the pilot ejected into the Gulf of Tonkin, we were assigned to pick him up and bring him back to the ship, of course. But in that time, we never had one, but we did assume the duties during that time anyway. And then we went back to Japan. I think the admiral wanted to get home before Christmas anyway. That's what I think. Then I went back to Imperial Beach for the end of my enlistment, and then I got discharged in 1968. And I've been married for 58 years, thank God. just had my 78th birthday yesterday. Okay, that's it. There you go.
My name is Guy Cashman. I'm from Missouri. I got this notice from Uncle Sam that we need you in the Army. I'm not putting nobody down. And I want to go in the Navy to see the world. So I went down to this guy in this fancy uniform. He said, you sign this paper, you can see the world. So about 60 years ago, I went on my first cruise. The grocery was good. The places where we stopped was lots of fun. But I never been in no real war. I worked as a machinist, a tool maker. So if you have any trouble with your, what is it?
Anything you want it to be, sir.
So if you had a destroyer or your torpedo was going off, I could help you.
Hi, I'm Dave Luss. I served 74, 75. I was stationed in Lemoore Naval Air Station. I was a medic, or as we call him, a foreman. I've known Knight for about 30 years. He's 89 years old.
My name is Chris from Sacramento, California. I was a culinary specialist, first class. For you older guys, that's a mess specialist. I joined 2002, beginning of it, shortly after 9/11, served until 2009, served 2 tours in the Gulf, and then came back and decommissioned the USS Juno, served on the USS Denver, and DDG 91 in Pickens.
How's everybody doing? I'm Justin Cannon. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. So I joined the Navy back in 2009. I didn't really want to join the military, but I had a friend that I always took to the recruiting station. And one day I was sitting inside. He was like, "Hey man, you want to travel around the world, man? You want to eat everything? Like you want to see all this stuff?" And I was like, I want to travel the world. I can go to all these different states. They name like every state that you imagine you can travel to. And what's crazy is I didn't travel to none of them. I wanted to deal with aviation, but when I first signed my contract, they gave a bonus for an additional year for a Master at Arms. So I was a police officer for 5 years. In 2012, I wanted to become a Navy pilot. I went to pilot school, but then decided that I didn't want to stay in the military, and then just got out. So, and I want to thank my parents back there, my mom and my dad, because I used to always call them so many times, so many nights, because it used to be so stressful. I was stationed in Guam, and just I was so sad. I was call my mom every day, my dad, and everything I go through, they can help me, and they always help me and my brother.
Good afternoon, I'm Joshua Cannon. This is my brother Justin. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee as well. Master Arms First Class, I'm still active. I joined the Navy in 2011 when I was first stationed in Florida doing police work, but as the Navy people know, your job title is not really what you always do. And then after that, I got deployed to Bahrain doing riverine operations. And for the people who don't know what that means, basically, if anybody's ever seen Captain Phillips, they would deploy my team out to civilian vessels and we do security off the coast of Iran. So I did that on 7 ships, and I did a boots on ground in Lebanon for about 2.5 years out there. And then after that, I moved to Spain. I did police work in Spain where I met my beautiful wife. And then after that, we're currently now in Kingsville, Texas. And I just want to thank everybody in here, families too, for what they've done, because being in the military isn't easy. As my brother said, you always need somebody to vent to, whether it's your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad, your wife, your husband. So I'd like to thank everybody.
How about another massive round of applause for our Navy, everybody? Navy, take a little shake over your hands, plus have a champagne for you. Let's hear it for our Navy! Next, let's go ahead and bring up our Air Force. Air Force is going to stand on up, make way to the stage at this time and be recognized. Our Air Force! Let's hear it nice and loud for our Air Force, everyone. All right, let's start down here. Start by telling us your name, where you're from, wherever you want to go from there.
I'm Larry Thompson from Carnival, Arkansas. I served in the first Gulf War, served stateside support role, and just want to say shout out to both my grandfathers for their service during the World War II. My father in the Vietnam War, and I'm very grateful for each and every one of you did for us. Thank you, guys.
My name is D'Angelo Carpo. I served from May 81 to April 90. I was stationed in Panama Canal Zone, Howard Air Force Base, and the great base here in Louisiana, Barstow Air Force Base.
My name's Philip. I'm from Lafayette, Louisiana. I'm currently stationed at McGill Air Force Base in Tampa, Florida. Let's stay out. I was deployed to Qatar in the Middle East last year from October to December. If they ask me to go again, I'll go again. I'm a crew chief on a KC-135. If y'all don't know what that plane does, it refuels the other planes to make it over to overseas. And I thank everybody up here. Y'all paved the way for me. Every time I put on the uniform, I look in the mirror. I see everybody up here that wore the uniform before me. They paved the path for me to keep the legacy going on. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Brian West. I'm from Santa Cruz, California. I served from 85 to 89 as an aircraft mechanic, jet engine mechanic, in Reese Air Force Base, Lubbock, Texas. It's the last place in the whole United States, I think. But I enjoyed my time in service, and I would do it again. I wish I still was in. And I'd like to thank everybody, all my fellow veterans, and everybody serving actively. Thank you for your service.
My name is Kelly Ezel. I'm actively serving. Been serving since April 7 of 1990, so just rolled over 29 years proudly. I feel that we're truly blessed to live in the greatest nation in this world that we help to defend and protect each and every day. If it weren't for the veterans that came before each of us to help pave the way, none of us would be able to live in the land of the free and the home of the brave.
and most importantly, I believe family is where the heart is, and that's each and every veteran that we have. But with me today, I have two awesome kids, Stephen and Bryce, and my mother, Mary, and without their support, there's no way that I could have done the last 29 years without them. So I really appreciate it.
Hey, I'm Bobby Brown. I'm from a little small town in West Alabama called Gordo. Most everybody ever heard of it. Unless they went to Auburn University. Me, Larry Blakey, and coach that went to Troy for a few years. But on this same theme, my oldest brother was in the original Brown Shoe Army Air Corps. He left home for basic training. Mother never saw him for 3 years. Spent most of it in Africa. My third oldest brother was in the Air Force. Spent a good bit of his time in Puerto Rico. My younger brother went in the Air Force as an E1, and after 22 years was finally able to retire as a major. I'm an oddball. I got it a little bit easier in some way. I was in college, and I joined the Early Commission program in 1965. Thanks to the encouragement from the local track board. They assured me they had a job waiting on me when I got out of school. After I graduated, I went on active duty for 7 years. Most of it spent in food inspection, public health, and a lot of time in clinical research at Lackland Air Force with the Paul Medical Center. After that, I stayed in the active reserve for a number of years. And I guess in 1986, I transferred over to the other unrecognized uniformed service, and that is the U.S. Public Health Service. I spent 11 years at the Centers for Disease Control in Atlanta, Georgia, where I had a staff of about 70 people and 4 of the veterinarians to help me, and we cared for all the animals that were used for research at Centers for Disease Control, everything from leprosy and malaria all the way up to Lassa fever and Ebola. A lot of major work done there. And after that, I spent 4 years at NIH, and 2 months after 9/11, I could see the smoke from the Pentagon. I retired. So thank y'all all. It's awesome.
U.S. votes for everybody in the world.
I'm Jay Hall. I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota. I enlisted during the Gulf War in '91, stayed until 2000 as a F-15E avionics mechanic. And I worked for 9 years, and I was stationed in Anchorage, Alaska for 6 years. From there, we deployed to places like Korea, Italy, which was pretty nice. So, enjoyed my time in the service. I'd like to thank all the veterans, their families, for all their support. Without the families, we wouldn't be able to do what we did. So, appreciate it.
How about another massive round of applause for our Air Force, everybody? Air Force, if they want to shake everybody's hand, put that in the champagne for you. Let's hear it for our Air Force. Let's hear it again, nice and loud for our Air Force. Next, let's go ahead and bring up our Coast Guard. Coast Guard, go ahead and stand on up. Be recognized at this time. Make it ready to stage. Coast Guard! Do we have any Coast Guard this afternoon? We do. There we go. Give a nice big round of applause, everybody. Let's give another big hand to our Coast Guard, everybody. All right, we'll start on this side. Tell us your name, where you're from, wherever you want to go from there.
Donald Davis, I'm from Slidell, Louisiana. From 1975 to 93 in service. Enjoyed it all.
I'm a retired chief warrant officer. I served from 1980 to 2014. Served on Mississippi. From a small town called Summerdale, Alabama. And I was stationed and did 4 to 5 tours of Mobile, Alabama, Savannah, Georgia, Elizabeth City, North Carolina, Miami, Florida, Los Angeles, California, Kodiak, Alaska, and Puerto Rico.
Having another big hand for our Coast Guard, everybody. Coast Guard, take it down some champagne for us. Let's hear it for our Coast Guard. One more time, let's hear it nice and loud for our Coast Guard, everybody. Next is what I kind of call our applause section. So first and foremost, being a cruise ship out of any big port, we get a lot of people that cruise with us from all over the world. And a lot of those people being from different countries that helped us through the various wars. So how about a big round of applause for our international allies, everybody? Next, one of my favorite sides, and a lot of you already touched on it, really all your wives, your husbands, your spouses, your children, your families, and really anybody that shows support to the military, because you know there's a lot in here today. Let's give them a big round of applause. And last but certainly not least, how about a thunderous round of applause for all those that were deployed through the various wars. Let's hear it for them next round. Now for this next part, you're more than welcome to stand with me if you'd like to stand, but you don't have to stand. But I would like to take a moment of silence for all those that are absent today. Please join me. Thank you. Now, for those of you that have cruised with Carnival over and over and over, you know how serious and how close we keep our military families close to us. We love that you guys cruise with us time and time again. But something you may not know is that our president, Miss Christine Duffy, she got to go to the 2018 Joint Civilian Orientation Conference and see firsthand a lot of the different military operations. Now, something new we're also doing, we have our cruise giveaway. If you guys, a lot of you already came in and filled one out, we have them right here. Every month, for either retired or active duty military personnel, we are giving away a cruise to be able to come back and cruise with us. So if you didn't fill one out, make sure you do it. We draw it live on Facebook, John Heald's Facebook page, H-E-A-L-D, or you can like my Facebook page. I share the same video after they do it on Dustin Cruise Director. Really easy page to be able to go through. But make sure you do like the page. That way when it does get posted, you guys get the notification that it did get posted and you see who wins along the way. You don't have to fill it out right now. Just before you leave the lounge here today, make sure you do fill one out for all retired or active duty military personnel. Now, before anybody leaves or we dive in with the Q&A, I want to send out my own personal thank you, because I don't think we'd be able to take the vacations we take or the cruises we do, and I definitely wouldn't have the job I have without the sacrifices you guys have